Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm painting watercolour flowers on a sheet like this. Okay, we'll start it off. I'll show you what I'm using and what I'm doing them with. Okay, so yeah, and there's a special little trick that I've found. It might be even well known, I don't know. But hopefully we'll see if you've heard of it before. Love to know. Okay then, so let's go and I'll show you what we're doing today. Thank you. Okay, this is the second time I've got to do this voiceover. Oh dear, I don't know how I deleted it. But anyway, this is the original. This is 13 flowers I did originally. This is a foam stamp. You don't have to use foam stamps. Okay, I'll suggest other things you could do. But I'm using this foam stamp, of course, because I find them very useful. This is an easy, quick way of adding some patterns to a page. Okay, so first one's done for you. See how quick they are, look. It's amazing how they appear on the page. Yeah, so it's a bit of stop motion there. Okay, some brushes, watercolours I'm using, okay. Sort of not doing one at once. I'm dotting about. I think it's because I'm allowing it to dry. That's a good reason. But another reason is because I'm sort of copying the thing I'd already done to start with for some ideas. So you can do that as well. I don't mind if you copy what I've done as well. That's absolutely amazing. That's how you learn. You learn by copying, and then perhaps you can think of things to do yourself. Okay, so if you notice there, I'm using pink. I will talk about that in a minute or two, how it turns out that sort of lovely pink rather than a sort of translucent colour. Okay, I'm doing lots of pink. I think I'm doing lots of pink. Now this is actually an orange one, but I do think I do lots of pinks, but when I'm looking at it at the end I don't. I'm just doing basically flower colours, so perhaps not greens, although I find myself sometimes doing green flowers, which is fine. But anyway, this is an orange one, so I've done pink, orange, reddish colour. At the moment I'm doing it quite slowly. This is twice as fast. Often for the middles I will use some yellow or green. Yeah, and don't forget there is a messy stage. I'm still trying to think of the lady who talks about the messy stage. There's an art teacher lady who I sometimes watch, and she talks about the messy stage of art, so don't worry about that if it looks a bit messy. If you noticed at the end how I've neatened everything up, yeah. Oh, that's a different colour. Yeah, I've decided not to use pink or green or yellow on that one. It's like an orangey colour there, orangey reddy colour. Yeah, and it doesn't look out of place at all when I've finished. What am I doing? I'm going dotting about. Oh yeah, if you noticed, I'm just adding some black, I think, to the edges where it hasn't printed properly. That's a good thing you can do about the about foam stamps. They're quite easy to add edges to that haven't perhaps printed properly. Yeah, unlike foam rubber stamps. Did I say foam stamp? I meant foam stamps. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going around the edge with with a brush paint into it, I think. Yeah, so I'm using watercolours, I'm using acrylic markers, I'm also using black and white. So a lot of these, if you do a lot of colour on them and then you add black and white details, it can look absolutely amazing. Colouring this one all in. If you notice, I'm going around the edge and leaving the middles, but this one and that one, I'm actually colouring in completely watercolour. Another thing you can do, which I might be doing in a minute, and I don't know when I do it, but if there is stages where I will add wet paint to wet paint. I think that's one of them. Yeah, I thought it was. and I'm just adding wet paint, and that looks a bit of a mess, but now it doesn't. If you look at the one that's finished in the outro that I can't believe I deleted the outro so by accident, and then I added it, and then it's not done it didn't do my voiceover. It didn't add my voiceover. It just saved the beginning and end. So yeah, so that's all blue as well. I thought, I ain't got a blue one. Love blue though, that's really good. Yeah, so that one I'm pausing for now. I tried to get rid of all the ones where bits where I'm pausing. Yeah, but never mind. It's probably because I'm thinking. That's what it is. Yeah. So this is what we're doing here. I'm just adding some more colour. Can't tell if that's I think this is some of it. Okay, so what I'm doing is, what I've discovered is an amazing thing. Okay, it's very useful, especially if you've only got watercolour. Say you've only got watercolour paints and you want something a bit more opaque. And I'm adding what I'm doing is adding bleed proof white to the cake of the paint. So the little palette, the little thing that it's in, I'm adding bleed proof white to it and using that. It disappears after a minute or two, but not on the paper, but in the paint. Yeah, I'm adding white to that if you look as well. So that's the bleed proof white. I don't know if I'm adding it to this one. I was adding it to the one on the left. Can't see what I'm at. Oh, that's the bleed proof white. There you go. Yeah, so if you want to make something opaque, so opaque will go over black. There's some little anomalies in the middle of some of these flowers where I've printed black by accident. So around the edge I should print, but in the middle I shouldn't have printed some of those, such as the ones in the middle row on the left and the one in the middle row on the right, and the one under my hand as well. That's got some black there that I can actually cover that with some opaque paint. I think I'll do it later. Doesn't really matter if it shows if you haven't got bleed proof white. Which is right. Okay, so there's two sorts of bleed proof white I've seen. It's Daler Rowney, I think it is. Is it Daler Rowney? It's the one I've got there on the top left of my pad, and the one I've got one I've used before is the PH Martin. I think it's PH Martin. I don't know why it says that. F Martin PH. I don't know why it's got F. It's not as if it's an initial, is it? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. So what I'm doing now is using some opaque colour to go over the top. So I'm using some bleed proof white in my palette. I know I haven't mixed it. I've just put it straight into my onto my paint. As I say, it does disappear after a while, so it goes back to watercolour very quickly. Yeah, so I can't see what I'm doing now to tell you because the angle. I'm just adding colours. Okay, so round colours. So what you can do is that sort of thing as well. Doodle with your paintbrush, which I'm doing here. Adding some colours around the edges. Yeah, and then I'm just adding some little 3 lines there. I hope you've got a bigger screen than I have because I can't see it. There's 3 lines. That one there is that one behind me. That one I'm doing now is actually got no black on it whatsoever. It's just got the white, bleed proof white and colours. So I will be mentioning that at the end. I also will be mentioning the one in right in the middle of the other one as well. So see where the blue one is. My son's just arrived home, so if you hear a noise, that's him. Right, so the one I've just done there in the middle of the blue one is corresponding the blue one in the original picture. I will mention that. I also need to mention this as well because I'm adding white to wet white to the wet watercolour, so it makes it spread. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. So now I'm adding, I'm adding colours, look. So I've gone around the edge of this one. Okay, this is another method. This is the other method. So you can fill them all in, add the opaque colour on top, and you can also add, if it's all dry, you can add some marker, acrylic marker as well to the top of it as well. So there we go. The dog's excited because my son's home. Right. And aren't you, Nico? You're excited because somebody comes home. Right, okay, so this is a weird colour I'm doing now. It's like a purple. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I don't know if I've added white to the purple. It looks brownish to me. But it does end up okay. Oh, it might be the one at the end that I said looks weird. I don't know. I don't even know. Anyway, I've got, look, if you notice that I'm doing bits of each one. I'm not doing sort of like sticking to one. I think that's because it's a good idea if you're waiting for things to dry, you can get on with something else. I use my dryer to dry them as well in a few minutes. Yeah, see, there's another method, just drawing it around the edge and colouring that in. Yep. A cat moving about here. Oh, that noise is a cat, it's not me. I'm sitting here. I am. Yeah, it's a lady. Yes. Yeah, it does actually stop. It stops quite prematurely because I run out of space. I do run out of storage space. That's what I did. I mistakenly got rid of one in my thing. I thought it said 1 hour 19. Now it said 1 minute and 19. Typically, I got a phone call. Oh, I hope I'm not looking for my phone during it. Okay, so this is what I'm doing now. Yeah, okay, so I've just got 2 more to fill in there, haven't I? It does actually start to get faster. I don't know if it is doing now. I can't even tell. Right, so it gets faster and faster near the end. That's like a grey blue, isn't it? Or a purpley blue. Oh, I would have added the white to purple there. Makes it look like quite grey, really, doesn't it? But it is opaque. It does make it nice and opaque, which I think's great. I love that. I don't know what you think of that idea, but it works ever so well. I did go over some of the black and some of the other things with it. If you noticed, I've gone over. There was one that definitely showed you earlier that I went over with that idea with the bleed proof white. I think if you put bleed proof white down and then add colour, it doesn't seem to work. But if you mix it, it works. Because I did try and do that the other day. When I was doing those cats, I was trying to put the bleed proof white down on the collars, and then or at least a white anyway. Then I was trying to add the colour to it, and it didn't work. So yeah, and a massive, that flower's got a massive middle. That's hilarious, isn't it? So that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm just adding this. Yeah. Right. Don't know what I was showing there. I don't know if I'm using a different brush. Don't think so. I think I was just seeing if the brush was wet. That's all I was doing there. Okay. And putting the... Yeah, so like with pens, what I'm doing here sometimes is actually dotting little bits of colour on as well. So just like when you're using pens, I'm just dotting bits of colour. There's quite a bit left of the video, so that's good. Yay! Oh, that's my arm. See, it's actually a pink t-shirt. Shirt. It doesn't look pink, does it? It looks more brownish. Yeah, I've noticed though, if I'm putting, so I've got colour on this, it looks more, in real life, it looks more green. And on YouTube, it looks blue. More blue. So that's where, it's like when you're printing something as well, it looks more, when you're printing something that's green-blue, it goes to blue more. Yeah, I think that's my confusion. So sometimes if I say it's green and it looks, and obviously on YouTube it looks blue, that's what's confusing. I mean, eyesight as well. I mean, I think people's eyes are different, tuned to different colours, aren't they, as well? There must be. Otherwise, why would people think something looks blue and something looks green? Strange, I know, yeah. Oh, that's another thing. On the other video that I tried to record earlier that didn't work, the dog was eating biscuits. At least he's not now. So that's good. Yes, I'm doing stripes. This was quite a good idea. I was doing stripes down the petals. So that's another idea for you there. Doing a spiral in the middle. Right in the middle there's a spiral. I do mention the one I've done on this corresponding one. On the first lot of flowers I did. I will show you at the end. I think it looks nice. I don't think camera doesn't do it justice. I think it looks a lot better in real life and on the camera right at the end there. See, I'm dotting here. Is that with white? So I'm using all sorts of pens. I've got some Funsil pens. Oh, I do mention about that. I did mention about that in the first video, that I'd recommended some Funsil pens to Liz Essery, okay, but she said she could only get the black ones. So I suggested using the bleed-proof white and a brush. She says she's going to try that because that's the most, I think the bleed-proof white is the most reliable way of putting white on with a pen, because sometimes if you've got to shake the pan, sometimes there's no color, no white left in the pen and it just fades away. But with the bleed-proof white and brush, it doesn't. Thing is, it's not easy to do, like when you do dots, look more don't look quite round like they would with a pen. I suppose that's it. With a reliable pen, that is. Yeah, Funsils are a very, I think, the most reliable white pen I've ever seen. Yeah. Yeah. So that's really good. So I'm getting messages. Oh, the gold, it didn't work. Yeah, the gold doesn't work. I don't know where my new gold is. I've got a new one of those and it's gold. It doesn't seem to produce much gold. It is doing a bit, I think. But that's why I kept going over it and over it. And that one as well, with that as well. Trying to get some gold out. Yeah. Yeah, so that's So I've gone quiet now. Yeah, sorry, it's only me going quiet. I'm just watching myself. Just thinking what to say. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm trying to get that effect. I can't manage to get that effect again that I'd got on that middle one. So I think I was doing spirals in, I did a little bit of spiral in black and it worked really well. Yeah, so this is a black fun cell? I think it is. Yeah, so I'm drawing, yeah, doing doodles, obviously. Doodling obviously helps, but you can also doodle with a brush. Have I mentioned that? And was it the last video I mentioned it? Doodling with a brush, I don't know. And also doodling with pens. So there's the white, one of the white ones. I know I tried an Artistro white pen. At first they were really working well. Now they're not working very well at all. I thought, oh, these are really good. But so that's that was a fun cell. This one is, because I do cut them out. I keep cutting things out. This is the SimTap Artix one, the one where you shake and you can pump the back to make the colour come through. Obviously whatever I'm using there works really well. Oh, that might, oh no, that's the fun cell. So that works. Yeah, I don't know where some of them are fun cells are. I've lost two of them. One black and one white. I'm using an Artex pen there. It's a double-ended one, that one is. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, using the brush. Ah, there you go. Bleed proof white again, yeah. Just to go around that. See if I can make a spiral there. And then I'm dotting around the edge there. Not. Don't think it's very successfully with that, with the brush, but it does the job. Have I gone round? I know I've done dashes, dots, and dashes and dots on two of the. I think I'm doing dashes there on that one. The bleed proof white. See, I'm using that. Yay. I've gone around the edge. Now we're going faster. It's the I know it stops because I've run out of storage space. Yeah, which I knew might happen. That's when I'm trying to. That's the Artistro. See my hair there. That's when you can. The Artistro did not work. I couldn't get it to work. Shaking it or pushing it or anything. I didn't want to flood it all over the paper. So I'm using that. That's an oil-based white. Yeah. Right. It'll be over to the outro any second. Not any second. About 10 seconds. No? Ah, there we go. Right then, so this is the result. I've cut them all out now. Okay, I think what I've done is I've I've accidentally deleted the part of the video that I should have showed you at the end. Anyway, this is the outro, and it's not in complete order, but it's in some sort of order of the ones I've actually painted. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Let's have a look. I don't think I've got a complete. I think that I did mention that one not having any black in it. That was the one I was talking about there. Look at that one. It reminds you of something from outer space. Yeah. And then there's the weird ones. This one's a bit, I don't know. I don't know. I think favourite one. Yeah, let me show you the one I was talking about there. That one's the one I was talking about there. The way I've done the... So I love the way that is, but that looks a bit plain in comparison. But this is amazing. I do like the way I've done that. That's the one I was talking about. Anyway, I do hope you like my content today. And please give me a thumbs up. That'd be absolutely amazing. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.